Lawyer Sewa Asafo has joined me this morning. I'm excited to see her once again. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. And you?
I'm doing very well. Great. I'm doing very well. Good. It's a mourning Friday for the entire nation, but yes. Yeah, it looks like regardless, no matter what we do, life has to go on, isn't it? To go on. And seated to my immediate left is Reverend Manuel. He's an ADR practitioner and he's a counselor as well. So I'm excited he's on this conversation. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very, very well. Excellent. Yes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to please be a part of this conversation. But I need to remind you that Franco Trading Enterprise is running a 5-day Black Friday promo starting from the 24th of November, 2025 to the 28th of November with an amazing discount. You get to enjoy discounts of up to 40% on our products such as Nokia, Samsung, iPhones, smart TVs ranging from 32 inches to 100 inches. Franco air conditioning ranging from 1.5 horsepower, 2.0 horsepower and 2.5 horsepower. Chest freezers, refrigerators, washing machine, microwave, blender, generator, gas and electric stove, CCTV camera, monitor video anytime and anywhere, on-screen display, OSD menu, easy configuration, 3-in-1 video audio control, all-in-one composite, signal IP67, IP67 weatherproof, and high reliability available in all Franco shops nationwide. You can call us on 024-6422-338 or 0555-939311 or 030-222-5651, or you can download the Franco Trading app from Google and Apple Store. Visit the website as well at www.francotrading.com, or you can download the Franco Trading app, like I did say earlier, on Google Play or Apple Store. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we say Franco Trading Enterprise still. Phones, papa. Now let's get into our conversation for this morning. Like I did say earlier, I know that a number of you have been confused about a lot of things, looking at what is happening, most especially with who has the rights to do what in relation to the legend Daddy Lumba's widow. Who is the actual widow? And mind you, the verdict will be out a little later today, so we are going to bring that to you on our social media platform, so you need to be tuned for that as well. Now, in Ghana, we know that we've got 3 different types of marriages. We've got the customary, we've got the ordinance, and we've got the Islamic. But the question that we are asking is, when an unfortunate incident happens, a lot of people get married and they do not hope that it goes south. Everybody gets married hoping that, it would be beautiful, blossoming, till death do them part, isn't it? But then there are unfortunate incidents that happen one way or the other. Some happen earlier, some happen later in life. Death does happen, divorce does happen. But when there's separation, one way or the other, whichever form or type it may come by, who gets to do what? Who gets to benefit what? And so we get to understand all of this. But before that, Lawyer Sewa and Reverend Manuel, I believe you have, something little to say about the former First Lady. So let me give you the opportunity to do so, Reverend Manuel.
Right. So a big condolence to all of us, the entire nation.
Yeah.
Of course, I saw a lot of, let me say, I wouldn't say a greater part of her life because she's way older than I am, but I saw a few things that she did. And I can tell that she was a leader, a mobilizer. I mean, to have mobilized all those women in her time, that's a big deal. Yeah. So I have something to learn from there, right? And for those who have, if you haven't learned anything, it's the ability for you to mobilize people for a purpose, all right? I'm all about purpose-driven marriages. So once I remember Nana Kunedu Rawlings, I know, I always think purpose. I always think whatever you have to do, whatever you just do it with a purpose in mind. Yeah. And for me, that's my take home with her. I wish her very well with the next stage of life. Wherever she's going to account, whatever she's going to, I only pray that she finds a good place with our Maker.
We pray same too.
I had a personal encounter with her.
Oh.
She was like a mother to me. You know, way back in the university, I happened to be the SRC Women's Commissioner for the whole of KNUST during the, I think, 2010-2012 academic year.
Okay.
So during our SRC week, so we had a Women's Week. During the launch of it, we invited her. Well, I invited her as our special guest, and she didn't turn it down. She came.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes, she came, and she was so happy that years down the line, anywhere she went, she referred to us. She mentioned my name everywhere she
That's
goes.
so beautiful.
It even made our then Vice Chancellor call me to say very nice words to me and acknowledge how I had taken the university to a higher standard. And she said many things to us, and one of the things I will forever remember was her boldness.
Yeah.
I think it has also informed my journey.
Okay.
She wouldn't give submission or say anything without stating that you need to be bold.
Yeah.
She really empowered us in the journey. And so, and after that, our relationship did not end there.
Okay.
It continued after. Once in a while, I'll call to check up on her. And so she was a mother figure to me. In fact, last month, I have a foundation. It's called Avika White.
Yeah.
We had a breast cancer event, and we nearly invited her as our special guest. But we're like, oh, we should leave her. She's so tired. Let her rest. Like we were like few meters. So when I heard about the unfortunate news, I was like, no, Sarah, you should have.
You should have.
It may have been your last.
Oh, Sarah.
It's very sad.
Yes, it is. It is. It was a big blow to everybody. But for you, having a personal encounter with her, our condolence to you.
Thank you.
One way or the other. All right. So we are getting into our conversation for the Newsflash segment, the types of marriage. So please, we need some level of understanding when it comes to the types of marriage that we have. Sarah, I want to start with you on this one, then we come to Reverend Manuel.
Okay. So in Ghana, the law recognizes three types of forms of marriage. And like you mentioned earlier, we have the marriage under ordinance.
Yeah.
We have the customary marriage, and then we have the Islamic or the Muhammadan's marriage.
Okay.
So these three marriages, and they all stand on their own. One does not overlap the other. One does not shadow the other. The three of them they coexist in one. So the ordinance marriage stands on its own, customary stands on its own, and then the Muhammadan stands on its own.
Okay.
So these are the types of marriages. So the ordinance is mainly what people will call church marriage, Christian marriage,
the white
church wedding, the white wedding.
Okay.
That's it.
Or they say the court wedding.
Yes.
Or they say the court wedding.
Well, court wedding,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the customary marriage is when the families meet to perform what we call the engagement.
Oh, so the traditional marriage.
Yes. So that is what we call the customary marriage. And then the Islamic marriage, of course, belongs to our Muslims.
So traditional marriage or customary marriage can stand on its own.
It stands on its own.
It stands on its own.
Yes.
As legal aware. Right.
As a main marriage.
A main marriage.
Yes.
And then we have the ordinance also standing on its own.
As a main
marriage. And then the Islamic as well.
As well. So I always when I find ceremonies on social media, like almost every weekend, I find that couples
do the ordinance,
do the traditional,
then run to court the same day.
Church I say it's a conflict. It's not say it's tautology. So once you perform the traditional marriage and then move to do the ordinance, you have exited from the customary marriage too. the ordinance marriage.
So the traditional marriage no longer exists.
Yeah.
Perfectly
Said.
You have converted. So it's many people don't know.
Yeah.
So when there's divorce and then they are like, I've taken your drinks back to your family.
Yeah.
It's sort of, okay, because it was done traditionally, they went to the families to do those rites. It is just seen as, okay, we've received the drinks, I've taken, but it has no stand or legal binding on the ordinance.
When it comes to the traditional or the customary, what makes it legal? Because they just do it, exchange words, gifts are exchanged, and then families say, we've accepted.
Yes.
There is no legal document that is signed one way or the other. I don't see that.
Yes.
Unless there's a court wedding or there's the ordinance marriage and all that. Reverend Manuel, I want you to come in on this one, help us with that. So what makes it stand on its own legally?
All right, so we respect family. So once parents were present, in fact, family members, especially mom, dad from both sides were present.
Okay.
The dowry has been paid. Right. In fact, the whole process, according to the custom of the woman, because I'm the man, if I come to marry you, I'll marry you per the customs of your tribe.
Yes.
So the dowry, the akontasikan, all of those things. If they are all paid, presented, then the dad says, well, it's been accepted. Once that is done, it's a very legal marriage.
Yes.
That's it.
By word of mouth?
By word of mouth. And with presence of witnesses.
Okay.
Family members.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the good part is that if you wish, you can actually go and register it.
Yes.
For a certificate. It doesn't convert it to ordinance. Many people think that, I'm going to register. I don't want any monogamous marriage here. And I say, no, it's only a certificate for the traditional marriage. So if you feel that just what you did alone is not enough, you can go and register it. It's an option as well. Okay, so the customary law doesn't know documentation, all right, but you can actually go and register it and also get something to, prove. You can actually travel with it and all of those things. So all these marriages are very legal marriage. Not as inferior. We have our own people thinking that because I didn't wear the veil, I didn't do all of those things.
And the man does not wear a ring. When it comes to the customary.
Yeah.
Aha.
So it's our customary law marriage is not inferior.
No.
It's a very solid marriage.
Yeah.
And I know that for many women, the security they're looking for is that I don't want my husband to marry any other woman. That's why many women will run for the ordinance. But at the end of the day, if the man is good, he is good. If the woman is good, he is good. It's not about the type of marriage. Because haven't we seen people who are married an ordinance and still have 10 extra women on the side?
Is
it about the type of marriage?
So I know I've chanced on a number of counselors, a number of persons on social media talk about Empanatria warrior, where they say that if you live with a woman for 5 years or more, it is automatically seen as wawareno, that you're married. I have seen that countlessly. Can you please throw some more light on if there is anything like Empanatria warrior?
Okay. So, in every jurisdiction, we have laws that there's something called marriage in every society. And once there are rules and regulations governing everything that we do, likewise, there are rules and regulations governing marriage. So the law recognizes certain forms of marriage, certain people under marriage. And so if you want to marry someone, or if two people want to formalize their marriage, they have to go under law to formalize their marriage. And so if you do not formalize your marriage, the law does not recognize it. So meaning it's either you contract the ordinance marriage or the customary marriage, or if you're Muslim,
it doesn't matter that, you practically live with this person and you are performing both husband and wifely duties. You have children together, still living under the same roof for more than 5 years, close to 10 years, and then you still not married this person. Traditionally, it doesn't, because I've heard a number of people say that. So there's nothing like that.
No, you only become a wife or a husband when you marry. When the law recognizes, that's when the law recognizes you. That's when you gain the husband or wife status. So the law does not recognize baby mamas. It does not recognize mistresses, does not recognize boyfriends and girlfriends. Neither does it recognize secret partners. It only recognizes husband and wife under any of the 3 forms of marriage in Ghana. So you see, I always say that love is not enough.
Ooh.
If you love me, protect me.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So you see, love starts with emotions, but the law does not recognize emotions. The law recognizes a wife or a husband.
No baby mamas are recognized by the law.
No.
No side chicks are recognized by the law.
No baby mamas. No mistresses.
No mistresses.
No secret partners. No. So if you let love, emotions, is the law that will determine your legacy. Period.
Remember now, how does tradition play a role in here? Because sometimes I wonder what these persons have had say, you know, for more than 5 years you live with somebody. I wonder what they stand on traditionally to make such proclamations.
Yeah. There is some form of informal arrangements that go on at the family level. When you have lived with our daughter for so long, you have children. And so, I mean, when there is a funeral, you are there, you know, like we are practically behaving like a wife. So at a family level, we sort of recognize you that you are the wife. And sometimes when the man passes, let me use the man, when the man passes, we've sort of forced you to come and be the widow, just so that we are not embarrassed. You know, somebody dies and then there is no wife. You know, but it doesn't make it a legal arrangement. I mean, in the eyes of the law. And so the safest bet is that only me atanache. You just go and pay. You just present something to my dad. So that, you know,
and that alone is actually recognized.
It's actually recognized
by law.
See, just present 2 schnapps.
Just do it. Oh, those of you who are scared of money. But you know, earlier this year, I lost my help. An amazing lady who had worked with me for 10 years. I lost her, and she was telling me about somebody that she was in a relationship with, that they almost got married. But she died. Then this gentleman calls me later to tell me that they are forcing him to marry the corpse. The lady's family. They are forcing him, they want him to marry the corpse. They want, because he has to perform certain rites. He has to present himself as the widower, right? For Bema is widower, right? Yes. He has to do certain things, and so he has to get married to the corpse. And it did not make sense to me. I didn't understand. And so I don't know if you have some level of knowledge in relation to that. Help some of us understand, because I believe, because when I told the story to somebody else, the person told me it is there. It is happening.
It is.
So please help us understand that.
So these form part of our customary laws. They are there. And I believe that the laws recognize them. Usually what the family agrees on when these things are presented in court or during, you know, whatever the case is, sometimes it's enforced. You know, so when it comes to these widowhood rights and stuff, once it does not infringe on your basic fundamental human rights, usually it's enforced. You actually have to perform it, because you've lived with our daughter.
Yes.
You've taken basically all her youthful days. You know, you have about 7, 8 children with her. Now she has passed, and then you want to just walk away in the name of we're not married.
Okay, so with her situation, for instance, she had 3 children with a different man.
Okay.
And that man had already passed. Met this man and had 1 child with him. But they were living together.
Yes. So family was aware.
Family was aware.
Exactly.
Yes, family was aware, and then they had started preparations towards marriage. But then it didn't happen. No son was taken to her family, none of that. And she passed.
Usually when family is aware, there's sort of an implied notice, something that looks like, okay, you intend to, or you are being husband and wife, only that you have not come to formalize it.
Okay.
So if now in the, unlikely event that one has passed, then come and complete it so that we can do a proper burial for her. And after that, it's actually quickly cancelled after the burial. Okay. So it's usually for the burial purposes.
Okay.
After that, it's quickly cancelled. It's not like it's tied to the corpse or the person for life.
That's why you wanted to.
Yes, I wanted to make viewers understand the difference between marriage and then tradition. Okay. So there's customary law, and then we have our different types of tradition. Ashantis have their tradition, Ewes have their tradition, and then the other tribes have their tradition. So the way Ashantis perform their customary law rights, marriage rights are totally different or separate from how the other tribes, so the Ewes, the Gwans, and the Gans also perform their marriage rights. What the law says is that, so for example, if what the Ashantis believe or have stated to be their traditional rights, when you are contracting customary marriage, you have to go in full. But then the law also states certain criteria that you have to also follow for you to be able to marry rightly under customary law. That's rights are separate from tradition. So you know when people die, there are certain traditional rights that are performed.
Yes.
And then I don't remember the tribes that do what you are saying, but it's there.
Yeah.
So that traditional rights is separate from marriage rights. You understand? Because they live together. You know, if you are married and then one of them dies, you know, before they bury the person, the deceased, they have to perform some either traditional rites or some is it Christian, right? Pastor has to pray, and then so that separate the two of you. You have to throw the ring
in the coffin, or when he or she's been taken away, you throw the ring at
exactly. So for in that case, you know, because they live together, once the other person is deceased, there has to be some sort of separation between them. And that is why mainly they perform those rites. So that when the person is buried, the person does not come back again. You know, we believe in life after. Is it a ghost or life after death and all those things? The person does not come back to interfere in the one who's alive. Life or come and take, because sometimes they come back and take you know, to wherever they have. Is it to the next world? So marriage, customary marriage, ordinance marriage, and then the Mohammedan's marriage is separate from traditional rights, tradition. When one dies, there's a series of traditional rites that are performed.
And it's in relation to whichever tribe you find yourself in. And what they do.
Exactly. And like Counselor said, once that is done, it ends there. It does not carry.
So now let's get to the legal backing that you get to have, be it customary or ordinance.
Right. I've always said that just so that our women will understand that our traditional marriages are also very good. Apart from the fact that, I mean, for the customary marriage, it's potentially polygamous. So the man can have as many women as he wants.
Manuel, you're about to shake some tables.
Yes. The women don't like to hear that. But legally, the man can have as many.
For customary
law marriage.
Customary,
Then the Mohammedans is 4. That's 4. So, apart from this...
But customary, they are not limited.
No. You want to be like Solomon, please go ahead. I always say, let me say this, even as a pastor, I say I don't have a problem with that. It's the woman who will kill you before your time. God won't kill you.
So you deliver it to the
woman. So feel free. Marry as many as you can. Nobody can do anything to me. I hear that a lot. But I say, no problem. I won't do anything to you. We'll teach you how to marry and everything. But wait. Very soon, the women will come up. Things will begin to happen. And then you will know whether you made the right choice or not. Now, apart from this, any other thing, whether it is domestic violence, child rights, any other thing, is the same thing. You enjoy the same rights. All the marriages are recognized. So there's nothing like because yours is not a white wedding or ordinance, marriage, you don't enjoy some things. Like, for example, you cannot, if there's divorce, you can't have the same right or the same, right with your children. Or because yours was not ordinance marriage, you can't inherit some things. I mean, it's not true. So apart from the monogamous and the polygamous nature of these two marriages, everything else remains the same. Yes. You can divorce in court or you can choose to divorce at home. I always say, if you feel that they are going to cheat you out of some things, then the court is there for you. Okay. Many people think because I wasn't wedded in church or I didn't sign anything in court, I can't go to court if I have a problem in the traditional marriage. That is not true.
So even if with the customary you did it without necessarily going to get a certificate, like you mentioned earlier for it, if there's an issue, you can still go to court because it's still recognized by law.
Very legal marriage.
Please, we are learning so much here. I don't know how you're feeling about this, but I want you to be highly interactive with us on all our social media platforms. We are live on Facebook at Joy Prime. If you have a question, if you're still confused, you have some level of misconception in relation to customary and ordinance, please do not hesitate to send in your question to our WhatsApp number 055-157-5757, or go to our Facebook page, which is Joy Prime. We are learning. You need to ask all the questions you have so that it is all answered for you. We don't want to leave here still confused because this really has to be cleared. And I'm happy we are having this conversation. Whew. I'm getting overwhelmed at the moment.
Okay.
Yes, I am. So let's get into misconceptions in general that certain people have. And then, like I said, what give us a very big one right at the beginning, that you do the customary and then you end up doing the ordinance. Yeah. Thinking that both when you do the customary, you are automatically supposed to do the ordinance so that the whole wedding and marriage is complete. Which I know that is what happens in a number of people's heads.
All the time.
That before you can have a complete set of, I am now a married woman.
No, I'm a missus. No,
I'm a missus.
Yes.
You have to do both the ordinance and customary. Let's talk about misconceptions and, throw some more light on it.
Okay. So I think mainly women want, I can't share. I want you for myself. Alone. And I don't want any competition during your lifetime and after you're no more. So I want you for myself. I want to protect myself. And I don't want to leave any loopholes. So I'm contracting the customary marriage.
Yes.
And then do the ordinance. So that I wear the two. So when you do the traditional, the customary, you are given one ring. Yeah. And then you do the ordinance, you're given the second ring. So many people think that when you're wearing the two, that is when you are there, madam.
Yeah,
madam.
It's complete.
You hear that? We share 2 rings, so you hear we share 2 rings, so they do that.
No, I'm not in any competition with anybody.
Yeah.
In fact, you see, when the brouhaha about Daddy Lumba's issue began, I had so many people calling me. I said, am I in good standing?
Yeah.
They want to know whether they are in good standing. And you are only in good standing when you have contracted any of these marriages we are discussing. Either the ordinance, the customary, even if you did the two, and you contracted the first one, which is the customary, and which normally that is what happens, and you later did the ordinance, it's still legally binding. You still have you're fully protected under the law. So, like Counselor has already said, the only difference between them is that with the ordinance is you and your spouse. That's it. You're not sharing with anyone. You're not in any competition with anyone. It's you alone. It's monogamous.
Okay. Sharing, so
legally sharing with anyone. You can, informally share with
other. That is the only way. So when you contract the ordinance, it's the only way you as a woman can feel safe because you know that it would just be you legally.
Legally. And that's what most people want. They don't want any fights today, tomorrow. Most
women.
Yes, most women.
Most women.
Yes. It's just me, and that is what the ordinance also gives you.
Yeah.
We are still, here. We are going to continue the conversation on the types of marriage that we currently have in Ghana. But we are still on ground at the Black Star Square, where the final funeral rites of the former First Lady, Nana Konadu Ajuman Rawlings, is happening, and her body currently on your screens. Oh, this is a bit somewhere. Yeah. Right, and there was the body of the former First Lady being brought in to be laid at the Black Star Square. And so, like I said earlier, we'll be panning in and out of the venue to give you updates on how the final funeral rites is ongoing. But I'm still in studio with my guests, Lawyer Selwa and Reverend Manuel, and we are getting to understand more the three types of marriage that we have. And we have learned so much so far. So if you just tuned in, thank you for tuning in. This is Prime Morning. And my name is Asiedua Akomia. This is the News Flash segment. When it comes to properties, be it after divorce, be it after the demise of one partner, how does it happen when, let's say, regardless of whichever marriage that was contracted, are there any differences when it comes to properties, one or the other?
Okay, so in marriage, we have personal properties and jointly owned.
Okay.
So the properties I had before the marriage is a no-go area. It still remains mine. So if I came in with a car and a house at, somewhere nice, and then we married for even 50 years, and then we part in ways, those properties don't get shared. They don't even come up. They should not even come up for sharing.
That is before
the marriage.
The marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then while we are married, if I built any houses, let's say we built house together, you contributed, I contributed. Those are jointly owned. So as a matter of fact, it will not be every property in the marriage that is shareable, because some are jointly owned and some are still personally owned. That's why
within the
you
marriage,
can still have your personal property.
Yes.
Yes. So if during the marriage we built, let me say I built one house,
yes,
another house, the documents, everything has my name, everything was done by me. Maybe I even took a loan to build it and all of those things. It's not my property. If you want part of it, then the law says or the court says you must prove contribution. Then we have what we actually contributed together. You know, I 50% of it, 30, whichever one. That one, yes, is shareable. The documents even show that it has my name and your name. That one, yes, it's easy. Let me say, it's easy to go. I can see your name, I can see my name, we share it, all right? So many people think that once we are married, everything I do is for the two of us. It's not automatic like that.
Oh.
No. They are not necessarily jointly owned. So that if we are doing things together, let's do things together well. Contribute to it. So that, I mean, the documents too should have our names. You know, so that if we are parting ways, things become a lot more easy.
But the contribution,
yeah,
however it may be, maybe the woman may see hers as not as profound as the man's, but she still recognizes as some level of contribution to, let's say you are building a property. Even if she contributed to buying a flower vase, something to, you know, make the interior look beautiful.
Yeah.
Or for you to still come home to a wonderful, delicious home-cooked meal, or buying utensils for the kitchen and all of that. Has she still not contributed one way or the other?
Well, I will leave a lot of it to Sarah, but there is the financial contribution is substantial. Okay. Sometimes the woman does not even contribute financially. But for 30 years, she was the one, she really stayed married.
Yes.
She was doing all these lovely things a woman would do to give me time to do all of these things. It's recognized as contribution too.
Okay.
Only that the percentage of it, I will leave that one to Sarah, or maybe a good judge. But I know that in terms of contribution, it's not just the money. Yes, you are holding. You know, that is why marriage is like a contract. Everybody has a role to play. Stay in the marriage. Be a wife. You know, not you separated 50 years, you come back after 1 year and you say, I want property. It doesn't work like that. I know where we are going. Gradually, we are entering there.
I like where you are going.
So
right.
Do your part.
Yeah.
Play your part well, so that when we get to the court, yes, my lord or my lady, I did this throughout the whole marriage. I was here. This man did this to me. He did that. So the court can actually see, you know, the weight of your contribution. That way, you can enjoy some of the properties.
It must be quantified. Like you have to show evidence. You can't just. Other than that, it will be recipe for. Just
everybody can just say yeah.
So okay, what if at the beginning I contributed? At the beginning I played a role. Like Reverend Manuel is saying, stay, be a wife, do you know all of that.
Yes.
At the beginning I did all these.
Yes.
Then maybe I went to a moon community.
Yes.
Then you are living somewhere, I'm living somewhere, whatever might have happened, and it looks like we are separated. That's what it looks like. Maybe I'm in Simon, we are not separated. But if you're in Simon, we are not separated. It looks like we are separated. Regardless of whatever it may be, maybe for 10 years, 15 years, we may not have stayed in touch. We may not have, maybe I didn't contribute to anything whatsoever. But I still did do something at the beginning, didn't I? So I have still played a role as a wife, isn't it?
Yes. So you see, when you mentioned divorce and then death,
yes.
They are two separate things. So what Reverend has started dealing with is the divorce part. Contribution is contribution, and normally the court looks at it in percentages. So once you prove that there was some kind of, you need to prove it's just not by word of mouth. There has to be evidence that you participated, you contributed to whatever the both of you have gotten out of the marriage.
Okay.
The courts, depending on your contribution, could share the properties in a ratio of, is it 10, 90, 30, 50. So that is how the court manages the property distribution issues when it comes to divorce. Okay. And then when it also comes to death, there are two things that we have to look at. Did the person make a will? Or the person died intestate? If the person made a will, then the law will share the properties according to yes, the will.
Yeah.
And if the person died intestate, you know that PNDC law 111 takes care of all these things.
Yeah.
And if you are a wife, no problem. It doesn't matter if you contracted the customary law marriage and you are about 10 wives. The PNDC law 111 will take care of all of you. And according to that law, wives are secured. Children are also secured. When I say children, I say that carefully. You see, you could be a child, but you could not be the child of the wife of the deceased. The law recognizes children, but the law does not recognize baby mamas. So if you're a wife and you have children and your husband brings other children into the marriage, upon the death of the
Husband.
the child outside wedlock is entitled to the legacy of the person. But the mother, so the mistress, secret partner, baby mama, girlfriend, is not entitled because the law does not know you. But a child is a child and a legal dependent. You know, some people adapt people legally, and so the law will take care of legal dependents and then children, whether in the marriage or outside wedlock. So that is how the court looks at these things. And when it comes to divorce, it's not mere, okay, I bought the house. I lived in the house with him. I've lived with him for 30 years, so give me something. You have to show that the person, you contributed to something. You helped in the marriage.
If you get married to somebody... Well,
I just wanted to add something small. By way of the children. You know, there's nothing like illegitimate children in Ghana.
No.
Children belong to the nation. So if the man had 10 extra children with 10 side baby mamas, all the children will be recognized as such, whether in the marriage or outside the marriage. So that is one of the issues too that comes with this polygamous thing.
Right. So if you were you got married, you're a man, you got married to a woman through either customary ordinance, you are separated from this person for a number of years. Is there anything that shows, okay, so neither did you return any drinks, neither was there dissolution, you know, legally signing anything, but then there's been separation for a number of years. Is there anything in law that states that if you do not live together for a certain number of years, if you are separated for a certain number of years, it is recognized that the marriage is dissolved in any way?
Okay, so what is even separation? you get this? We have to identify or define what separation is. You see, some people could be living in different countries apart, but they are still married. And they see themselves maybe once in 5 years, but they speak to each other. The fact that I'm living in America, my partner is living in Ghana, and we only see ourselves maybe once a year or once in 5 years, does not mean the marriage has been dissolved. Like we are separated and you know, we are not performing what we are supposed to do. You see, because of work and greener pastures. A whole lot of things happen in marriages. Now, another thing is also that maybe we are fighting, or like you said, separated, we are not even talking. But we have not dissolved the marriage. We are living apart, and we've lived apart for so long.
And living your lives.
And living your life. Until one of you has applied to the court for divorce, and separation for that long, it's one ground for divorce. Until one of you applies to court for divorce, the marriage is still subsisting.
It doesn't matter if it's 10 years, if it's 15 years.
It does not matter.
It is still marriage.
It's still marriage. Then you have to take steps to dissolve that marriage before the person dies. If the person dies, you are recognized as a legal husband or wife, and you will perform the rights as such. As a matter of fact, you are entitled to the person's inheritance.
So there's nothing like automatic divorce in Ghana. It's not only death, probably only death. But once we are alive, there's not like automatic divorce. No way. You have to. It's a ground for divorce. Somebody will call me and say, "We've not had sex for 5 years. There's no marriage. I'm going to marry." No. It's a ground for divorce. So make the move. Don't assume that because we've not had sex in 10 years, we are no more. We are married technically. So make a move. You know, so these are some of the things that is causing problems after some people pass. You know, they didn't cancel the marriage, and he has gone to marry another person.
So how does that work? That was the question I was going to get to. You are separated from somebody, okay? In your heads, you are separated.
Yes.
Maybe the person is living in a whole different country. You're also living somewhere. Both living your individual lives.
Yes.
You've done the ordinance marriage. How is it possible that you are able to do a customary marriage elsewhere?
Totally null and void.
Bigamy. Bigamy, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Yes.
The law does not recognize it. It's null and void.
So it's you, the second woman, usually I cry for. Don't be there all, don't be doing that.
It's just
don't be doing that.
So
you are, in fact, you are not a wife. You the second marriage, you're not a wife.
Yes.
Oh my God.
If anything happens, your case will be dismissed.
Yes.
In fact, you can be arrested.
Really?
Because yes, it's wrong. So please, if you, I keep telling people, a man says, I'm about to divorce my wife, so let's do if there's nothing like a crazy. Once you go and pay the dowry, you have married the person and it is invalid, but voidable. The rest is
because
voidable.
you're still married
to somebody.
Yes. By ordinance.
Yes.
Because customary, you can do multiple women. But you've done customary, you've gone to do ordinance, and then you're trying to be sneaky to come and do customary
you have to
somebody else.
You have to dissolve the ordinance.
The ordinance
before you
first.
come and contract the customary. That's it. Once you contract the ordinance marriage, it's full stop. If you want to convert or go back to customary marriage, then you have to close the chapter on the ordinance. Leave that person you are with. Dissolve it. End that marriage. Terminate it before you can contract another.
Oh, I believe a lot of Ghanaian women have been very confused and ignorance is bad.
It's bad. There's another one. A man has 2 wives, all traditional marriages. Excellent. Then he feels that I love the second one so much, then he converts that one to ordinance. Oh, it's invalid.
It's invalid.
You can't. The second one can't be ordinance unless you divorce the first one.
The first one, yes. You take the drinks back.
And if you take the first one, if you convert the first one to ordinance, you've automatically killed the second one. And that one too is a problem for you. So once it's customary, all wives customary, don't go and convert anyone to ordinance. Invalid. Illegal, if you like.
What?
You're getting it? Oh, so let me make this. First wife, second wife.
Yes.
Traditional marriages.
Yes.
Now, second wife, I love you so much. You've done something crazy to me.
Right.
I love you.
Yeah.
Then I take you to court and sign. We do ordinance, whichever. I've made it invalid. In fact, it's illegal marriage.
So you would not be married to...
This one will still be there, but now me and you, our marriage is illegal. So basically, I have to keep both of you under customary law. Then I'll be safe.
And stay that way.
And stay that way. There's nothing like, I love you so much, so I'm going to convert yours to ordinance. It's not a definition for love.
Love is not enough, honestly.
I hope you are learning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope, because I am learning so much. I am learning so much. But whilst we are learning about the types of marriage we have here in Ghana and the legal implications of what, filing past the body of the former First Lady, some family members and friends. Like I said, it's pretty tough for all of us here in Ghana, losing such a formidable force, a great woman, Nana Ajaman Konedu Rawlings, or Nana Konedu Ajaman Rawlings. So the final funeral rites is happening at the Black Star Square. I did say earlier that we'll be panning in and out to give you happenings on how the final funeral rites is going so far. We have a number of dignitaries. We have a number of dignitaries present there. There are people who are still coming in because the funeral has just started. And so for those of you that would be interested in, going to see how it's going, I believe that you can make your way to the Black Star Square and just see how everything is going. But we are still in studio. Let's go over to the Black Star Square. We will go to the Black Star Square to, give you updates for you to have, to watch it properly, how everything is going on. But we are still here, and you and I are learning so much in relation to the types of marriages that we have. But I know we've seen a number of you sending messages already, and I'm loving it. Okay, so let's read some messages. Let's see what we have. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me see. Which one do I start with first? Let me do this one. Okay. Hey. Let me see. We are only going to read messages that is in relation to the topic we are discussing. Or if you have anything to say about the former First Lady, the Nakodo Dajman Rawlings, I would gladly read them. So let's read this one. When one passes, you are likely to marry the deceased before her burial. This is done by we the Fantas. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate it. That is the part where I was talking about the story of my help, where, you know, the man was asked to marry her, although she had passed. Anyway, so moving on. Good morning, Golden Girl, please. So if we got married under the customary marriage, are you a Mrs.? Can you use the man's name? Lawyer Sewa, please. I like this question very much. Yeah. When you do customary, can you use the man's surname or you maintain your maiden name? Normally, you maintain the maiden name. The Mrs. belongs to the ordinance. Yes, it's me alone. I don't have anyone behind me, or I'm not sharing you with anyone. Okay. But if you contract the customary marriage and you want to adapt or change your name to add the man's name to it, it's like any other change of name, you can do it. Yes. Oh, you can do it. You can do it without necessarily doing the ordinance. Yes. Oh, yes. It's like you deciding to change your name. Oh, okay. You can change your name to add any other name or you want. Okay. Yes.
You know, Mrs. is the wife of. That's what Mrs. means. So we marry traditionally. And I want to carry, my wife wants to carry my name. Yes. You just go to the courts, follow the process, that affidavits, gazette it, and you have my name. So when people say, many Mrs., I say, do you know it's not exclusive? You guys go through the process, you too, you can be a Mrs. Okay. So it's not, so Mrs. does not necessarily mean that you actually, it means that what you need a court, you feel that. No. Yes. It's not limited to. You can adopt anybody's name. So you can still, ladies and gentlemen, you can still do the customary and still bear the surname of your husband by going through the legal procedure to, changing your name. But not necessarily, but you cannot use Mrs. But you cannot use customary, you can't use. Yes, you can't use the ordinance, those that contract the ordinance marriage that can use Mrs. Because with the ordinance, it is just you. It's just you. Other than that, with the customary, so many people have Mrs. Which one? Okay, I'll come to the question. That's when it becomes polygamous. When the man has taken more wives, then now...
So the Mrs. belongs to just the... Okay. I am Mrs.
I am Mrs. I am the wife of... Yeah.
In this case, which of them would be safest? Is there anything like that?
Yes, it's the ordinance. You want to be safe, it's ordinance. Oh. Yes, it's the safest. You don't have any issues with anyone. You're not sharing with anyone. You're not sharing, be it properties? Yes, be it the man himself? Yes, legally you're not sharing. Formally you're not sharing. But you should know that if formally, once he leaves the home,
yes. So save from him marrying other women. Specifically.
Ordinance is the way to
go. Save from marrying other women. Yes. And of course, there's no law that permits any woman to marry more husbands anyway. So save both of you, being safe from marrying anybody else. Yes. That's it.
Yes. Yes. But you know the Ghanaian law does not recognize women, married women contracting other marriages.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes. So it is only the man that can marry other women
under the customary.
Under the customary. But you, the woman, under customary, you cannot.
Okay, all right. Hi, good morning. My question is, I just got married last year, December, and 2 months ago, the man sent me a text that he wants me to find another person, which means he's divorcing me. Please, can I take any legal action against him? We only did the customary marriage. She wants to know.
Last year.
Last year.
Last year. 2 months ago, the man...
They got married last year, December, and then 2 months ago.
Person, which means he's divorcing me. Please, can I take any legal? Oh, so you see, the law does not encourage divorce. That's one thing that you have to know. So when you apply for divorce, the law is very slow in dissolving the two parties because what God has put together, let no man put asunder.
And the law respects that.
The law respects that. So before you can apply for divorce, you need to have valid reasons.
Okay.
And one of them is, you can't just say, I got married today, I'm divorcing tomorrow.
Okay.
So yes, with that, it is, when it comes to divorce, your safest marriage you should contract, or you'd want to contract, is the customary marriage. Because that one is easy. You marry today, tomorrow you say, I'm tired, you can take the drinks.
Okay. So with this one, in particular, it's customary marriage. But then she's asking if she can take it to court. But it's not possible for her to take the man to court.
You can only go to court because ordinance. With divorce, you can go and start the process and in court.
Okay.
But with customary law, the only time you can go to court is sharing of the properties. Yes.
Okay.
You dissolve it when you take the drinks to the family.
Okay.
And then when it comes to custody of the children,
right.
And then property distribution,
right.
financial, is a contribution and all these things, then that is when you go to court.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right, let me read the messages. Good morning, Prime Morning team. I'm King Augustine Neo Chimota. Please, I want to be an ADR practitioner. Can counselor help with the guidelines? Thank you. Okay, they will leave their details so that you get in touch with them. Good morning, I'm Awewuta from Racecourse. Wow, we are really learning. Since all the various marriages does not overlap and stand on their own, can someone who has done the customary and ordinance have a polygamous home, since the customary is always the first to be done? Okay, let me read the messages. There are a number of them coming in, so... Okay, so Musa Abatwa in Aswasi says, I find it quite intriguing how the majority... Hey! Because you're not doing any majority-minority this morning.
This one.
Okay. Okay, so a friend got married and secured accommodation for the woman. One day, the man caught the woman having an affair with the landlord. The man summoned the woman to the family members for the past 10 years now. The issue remains unresolved. It was customary. Can the man marry another woman because the family felt reluctant and the woman in question is not coming when they call her? Okay, so another woman, okay. Oh. Yes.
Yes, so to answer that quickly, it's customary law marriage. So the man can marry, there's no requirement, there's nothing that says divorce the first woman before you get on another wife. Okay. So the man can, yes, legally, yes, he can. Okay.
Okay, all right. Moving on. If one can't use Mrs. under customary, then I guess there's no point using it at all. What do you think, Lady Sewa? Lady Sewa, Bachewa got married and divorced the same day. Let me read this last one. Master from Master Planner. Good morning, Golden Girl. The ordinance is the safer and preferable for the jealous type. You need to protect your man, and for you and you alone. I am really learning this morning. Master Planner, Policy Analyst, Ken Tampo. Well, yeah. We are all learning so much.
Can I address one misconception? I get those calls a lot.
Yeah.
I've done the ordinance. Can I marry my second woman like traditional? Once I'm not doing ordinance, I think I'm safe, right? I said no. Okay. So please, and there's nothing like consensual. There's not like consent in divorce, in ordinance. There's nothing like my wife has permitted me to pick another woman, so I'm safe. There's nothing like that. Okay. Your wife can't consent to you picking another woman once you married her under ordinance.
Okay.
Not true.
Okay.
It can't happen.
If you want to remarry after being married under ordinance, make sure you dissolve the ordinance first before you make the move.
That's right.
We are learning so much here. Yeah. It's a wrap on this conversation. I'm going to take their final takes of Lawyer Sarah. I know, Lawyer Sarah and Reverend Manuel were enjoying the conversation so much.
It's been very interesting.
Very interesting. We've learned so much. Lawyer Sarah, what are your final take on this?
Protect what you love. That goes to the men.
Yes.
So that after, when you are no more, there won't be any issues, aftermath. And the one you love, who you did not formalize before your death, can also have her peace of mind. One thing I also tell our sisters, the secret partners, the baby mamas, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, is that I will make sure in your lifetime I get what I want to get before you are no more.
Okay.
Because you see, you cannot force him to formalize you.
Yes.
You cannot force him to marry you.
Yes.
And what really do you need after his death?
Yeah, I mean...
Your protection. Well, in fact, when you're married, when you get married and he's dead, what do you get? Is it not the inheritance?
Yeah.
That's the protection. And you can get it whilst he's alive.
Right.
So why don't you get it whilst he's alive? If you want a house.
And continue enjoying being a baby mama.
And continue enjoying being a baby mama.
Okay.
Because you cannot force him to divorce you. So if...
To marry you.
Exactly, to marry you.
Yeah.
If you are with him and for so long and you see that there's no light at the end of the tunnel, my advice to our sisters, protect yourself
now
before he leaves.
Okay,
and
great.
our husbands to please help to also protect them. Because love alone is not enough.
Enough.
To give you a legacy.
Reverend Manuel.
Yeah, so there's a lot of deception going on. You know, people are married secretly, you know, and they'll still come and marry you, you know, all of those things. Please, if a man says that he's divorced, please get his divorce certificate just to be sure that he's telling the truth. Okay. Many women have gotten themselves into marriages that are illegal. They didn't know.
Deceived.
Hey, they just took the man's word for it. Mejai, okay, let me see something.
Bring proof.
There's nothing like, I'll show it is there. If you really divorced, the certificate is there. Show it to me. So it's one of the ways you want to protect yourself.
Yes.
Get the evidence for yourself before you start dating such a person. The country doesn't like divorce. When the more divorces happen, it's an indent on national development.
Yes.
Yes, so we don't want that. So please, due diligence is important. Seek proper premarital counseling before. I like the kind of counseling where, like I do, the first session is on legal matters. So you know what you are getting into. The days of, pastor didn't tell me. Me, I'm a pastor. Me, I'm telling you now. Okay. So at least I'm brightening my corner.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, pastor didn't tell me. And please. So please, due diligence, protect yourself, protect the marriage, and love who you have married.
Oh, guys. It's been a wonderful conversation on Newsflash.
The marriage certificates, they are fake, so you have to...
Oh, yeah.
There are fake ones, so you have to be very careful.
Just check. You have to just check around. You'll be able to know whether the person is lying to you or not.
All right. It's been a wonderful and enlightening and informative conversational segment right here on Prime Morning. My name is Esiedua Akumia. I know that you've learned so much, and so have I. What I have learned is all three types of marriages they do stand alone and are highly recognized by law. So if you do the customary, you are still legally married. If you do just the ordinance, you are legally married. If it's just the Islamic, you are still legally married, okay?